Hello, everybody. Welcome to Start a Purpose-Driven Part-Time Hypnosis Practice. I'm Erica Flint, and I'm here in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. We are going live right now on Zoom and on YouTube. So thanks, everyone, for joining us today. It's a beautiful day here in Bellingham, Washington. I hope it's nice where you are at. It's been a nice summer, nice and warm here. All right, well, let's get started. So I am here in Bellingham, Washington. I don't know if you guys know where this is at, but it is 90 miles north of Seattle and 60 miles south of Vancouver, BC. So we're actually a little bit closer to Vancouver. All right, so where are you guys located in the world? Please use the chat function and let us know, where are you located? Go ahead and use the chat. Let me bring my chat up. Where are you guys in the world? Tim is in Hawaii. All right, we've got San Diego. We've got Southern California. Houghton, Michigan. Hello, Brianna, Sylvia, Lisa, and Marina. Great to have everyone here today. All right, very good. I created Cascade Hypnosis Center in 2013. It's been 12, really good 12 years, but it started from a place of deep suffering, unfortunately. I found myself in the emergency room. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue living my life the way that I was living. And so, to make a long story short, hypnosis saved my life. It really did. It helped me stop drinking. It helped me get rid of my TMJ. It helped me improve my sleep. It helped me lose weight. And I knew immediately, once it helped me stop drinking, that I had to have a new way of living. And so I left my career as a software engineer. I was working for a company in Silicon Valley. And I decided to use the most powerful computing device available, which is the human mind, and help people reprogram how they think and feel to have an improved experience in the world. And we've been doing that ever since 2013. The first couple of years were really, really busy. I went full time in 1 year. Okay, so I worked at my other job full time, and then I did part time, and we'll go through that today. And after that, I started hiring our grads. And so we've had multiple hypnotists at Cascade Hypnosis Center supporting our clients since then. And it's been a wonderful experience helping a lot of people. We've trained over 500 compassionate humans in this wonderful profession of hypnosis. I am a board certified hypnotist. I've won a bunch of awards with the National Guild of Hypnotists and the Five Path organization. And it's just a really great profession, and there are ways to grow through the profession. Okay, so there's other experiences and things that you can do to progress. I'm an author of 4 books. One that you might be interested in is Can You Be a Hypnotist? So that's this one right here. And if you don't have a copy of that, just leave something in chat, because Tim will be sure. Tim is our director of admissions. Thank you for being here, Tim. Tim will be sure to get you a copy of Can You Be a Hypnotist? But you could ask us for a copy of these other books too, if you'd like. Reprogram Your Weight was my first book. And Reprogram Your Weight was really special because I had a 3-month wait list before I wrote Reprogram Your Weight. Okay, so writing Reprogram Your Weight was functionally important for my practice. And once I had this resource for my business, I was able to charge more, help more people. It really transformed how I worked with clients. And that is what is informing what we do today at Cascade Hypnosis Center. How do we help not only train and help get our clients, our hypnotists, the necessary confidence and training that they want as professional hypnotists, but also how do they get their first clients and have an ongoing, easy way to run their business? Nobody wants to be overwhelmed or feel the chaos of us being a small business owner. Okay. So imagine how different your life would be if you already knew you had the skills of a successful hypnotist and could change people's lives with your work. That's what we're going to talk about here today. So our agenda is modern and professional hypnotherapeutic techniques that we teach and use at Cascade Hypnosis Center. I don't teach anything that we don't use. I don't teach you theory. We don't go over things that might seem cool. We aren't going for a cool factor. We are going for what is effective for our clients. So we teach you what we use day in and day out in the hypnosis office. Okay, it's a systematic and repeatable system. You want to spend as much time as you can in front of your clients, not necessarily marketing or talking about those things. And so we want to make it easy for you to have a system that brings in new clients repeatedly. Now, our class is designed so that students have success in class and build confidence right away. So there is embedded hypnotic experiences. The class is taught hypnotically, and you will learn a form of self-hypnosis that we will experience together in class as well. And today we're looking at it through the lens of starting a purpose-driven part-time hypnosis practice. Skipped a bullet there. No prior experience or education required. I like to say this right from the get-go because a lot of people wonder, do I need to be a counselor? Do I need to be a therapist? What type of training do I need to have before I become a professional hypnotist? And the truth is you don't need anything. What I find is the most important things for incoming hypnotists is to have a servant's heart, and that means you care. You really care. You care about the person. You care about their well-being. You aren't doing this for money. You aren't doing this to get on TV. You actually care. And you're willing to do the hard work, meaning you're willing to learn the techniques. These are techniques. You can learn them. We don't teach intuitive style hypnosis, although that can be useful. We teach you the hypnosis that you can experience in real time. It's teachable, it's learnable. We've been doing it for years. So you don't need to have any prior experience. Instead, your life experience, your personal experience through life is really what is going to serve you through this, okay? So why are you here today? You're probably thinking about becoming a professional hypnotist. You might have had an experience with hypnosis personally, or maybe someone in your life has had an experience with hypnosis. You also know the power of the subconscious mind, and you want to know more. You also probably want the skills to be a professional hypnotist. And that's really what this class is about. This is not a weekend hypnosis class. This is not, a Hypno 101. This is a professional course. You learn the skills of being a professional hypnotist. You learn the framework for taking your client from presenting issue to full relief. And you learn the business skills to run the whole system with the marketing to bring in your clients and the sales. So who is this training for? As I said before, people with a servant's heart. You want to help people feel better. You want to make a difference in the world. You're probably in a situation where you see things happening. We have a lot of massage therapists who will say, Eric, I can see my clients, releasing on the table physically and they're emoting, but I can't help them and I want to know more, right? So that might be your situation. Our students tend to be compassionate humans, including healers, nurses, educators, massage therapists, a lot of people who are retiring, coaches, therapists come wanting additional hypnotic skills. So welcome everybody. What if you already had what it takes to be a professional hypnotist? You have always had the heart. So now let us help you get the skills. We help our clients gain skill too, and that's a really important aspect of hypnosis because they start feeling better when their nervous system is calmer, when they have better self-talk, when they know how to do future progression, okay? So do you feel like you're meant to help others in lasting and meaningful ways? And are you intrigued by how the mind works and believe we are more inherently powerful than we realize? So let's dive into it. How to start a purpose-driven part-time hypnosis practice. So what is a part-time hypnosis practice? It's usually 2 or 3 days a week. Okay. This, of course, can easily turn into a full-time hypnosis practice, but we just find a lot of folks want to start a couple of days a week. So we're really focusing on it here. Okay. So this is a practical path to income, impact, and sustainable success. Okay. And that usually means that you're doing something that you enjoy. Okay. It doesn't feel like you're on the hamster wheel. So what is a purpose-driven part-time practice? Like I said, flexible, 2 to 3 days a week. You don't have to quit the job that you're working now, and you can start small and grow with purpose. And what does that mean, grow with purpose? Well, in this model, you will be developing assets naturally based on what your clients are presenting with. And so it's purposefully creating assets for a library for your business that make it easy for you to have the practice of your dreams, the practice that you want. Okay. So the 3 paths to purposeful profit with hypnosis. Number 1 is private clients. This is your bread and butter. This is where you will make most of your money working with private clients. It's also easier to schedule private clients, okay? The second is teaching classes. Now, teaching classes, we use this as an awareness strategy. You get to help a larger group of people. So a lot of our grads, they love, and me included, I love helping private clients, but I also love teaching classes because you really do get to have a wider audience, and you still get to help people even if they might not be able to afford working with you. Okay. And so that is impact and reach. And then third is creating passive income products. Now the passive income products will come from you paying attention to what's going on with your clients. Okay. So let me show you how this works. You have your private clients, and they are going to bring in the most of your money, at least at first, okay? And this is a system that you can grow, like I said, part-time, okay? And that's what's important because we don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You'll have private clients. You'll teach a class, probably just one class to begin with, all right? While you're teaching this class, of course, some of those people will become your client. Now, additional asset for this is a passive income product. You'll have a lead magnet in the form of a hypnosis recording. And so while you're at this class, you'll be able to give them a hypnosis recording. They'll get on your email list. You'll teach this class maybe monthly or quarterly. You could do it in person. You can do it online. You could even do it weekly, but it brings in a steady stream of potential new clients, and your job is made easy, okay? So number 1, work with private clients. This is the foundation. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here, okay? But this detail is important because I find that there's a lot of practitioners who are like, they're great therapists, great hypnotists, right? They've got all that down, but they don't have the framework for the business model down. And so they miss a little bit every time, and it makes their job a lot harder. So we know how the business side of these things work. We know all of the little things to do to help our clients feeling safe, showing up, following through. We know what it takes to help our clients get through this system. So first and foremost, only offer structured front-end packages, okay? And that means you're not going to sell single sessions. You're going to sell solutions, okay? That will increase your profitability. It will ensure that the client is getting better results, and it's a lot easier for you to focus on getting maybe 5 new clients a month rather than 20. Okay, so front-end packages, you're going to focus on common issues to begin with. You don't need to niche down. I say this because there's a lot of marketing experts out there that are going to try to get you to niche down immediately, and that might be necessary for certain fields, but not for hypnosis. Okay. And our clients, like, they want to work with a hypnotist, but they also want to work with a hypnotist they can trust. Okay. So part of our job and part of the reason that teaching is so valuable in this particular field, hypnosis, is because our clients are already coming in wondering if it's actually going to work. And when they meet you, whether it's virtual live or whether it's in person live, now they met the real hypnotist. Okay. And they will say things like, oh, well, I would do hypnosis with you. I would do hypnosis with you. Okay, now we don't get quite the same effect with video. You can do it with video. You can teach on video on demand, but getting people to watch your video, just like getting someone to finish a course, is a problem. Okay, so this fits, like this very specific model fits so well in actually getting our clients to raise their hand, show up for the class, and then convert to clients. Okay, it does require you to show up every once in a while, but it might just be once a month. Okay, and that will bring in enough people, like just like what we're doing right now. I am teaching a live class right now. We brought everybody online to do this, right? And so and we do this once a month. Sometimes we do it weekly. Okay, so this model works, and it prevents you from having to run around in circles. Okay, so you're going to help the people around you. You don't need a niche to start. You're going to notice, like, even with your own issues, there might be something that brought you to the table here today wanting to be a professional hypnotist because you want to lose weight, or you want to sleep better, or you want to get over a past issue. You might start with that. Okay, but that's part of our job. That's part of our job. And if you join our mentorship program, our VIP mentorship program, we talk more about specifically helping you with that story. But the truth is that real success just starts by helping people around you. And it tends to be anxiety, eating, smoking, and stress. Okay, those are that's the bread and butter of hypnosis. You're going to create and share your hypnosis hero story. This is a why. Why is hypnosis important? And it's told in a conversion story framework. So at the end, it's going to be, if you want this type of change, click here to get on my calendar, that type of thing. But this conversion story is told in a way that is captivating, engaging, and for the people who are likely to be your clients, they will keep listening. It stops the scroll and it gets them to take action. Okay, and that's what we want to be able to help our clients do. We want to help our clients be able to make a decision. Okay, the root of the word decide is to cut off, and it's so powerful when we can help our clients get to a place where they can decide. They don't want to drink anymore. They don't want to smoke anymore. They're not going to hang on to those old feelings anymore. It's life-changing, okay? So you're going to create a compelling hypnosis hero story based on your own belief in hypnosis. So we want you to be a true believer, right? When you're a true believer in hypnosis, it's easy to be enthusiastic about it and tell a story that resonates with people, okay? Now, it might be your story. It might be a story of someone else you know. Right, we've got plenty of our students who come in because mom is sick or somebody in their life has gotten a diagnosis and they want to help their family member feel better. And so they tell a story about their neighbor or their family member. Okay, and that's their hypnosis hero story. This gets our clients' attention, and they're going to say, because of the narrative, they're going to say, oh my gosh, you were talking to me. And now the light comes on and there's hope. And now all of a sudden the client thinks that they can actually do it this time. And so then they're going to get on your calendar, and it's your job in the consultation to stop the world for your client and help them make that decision that working with you is probably the right idea. Okay, maybe not always, but usually it is. Okay, and that would be considered the sales process, the initial consultation. Okay, we go through that in class. Okay. All right, so what are clients seeking support for these days? Well, like I said before, weight loss, anxiety, sleep, and smoking are the top 4 things in general. But there's other things too that a lot of people are seeking support for, including alcohol or other substances. Kids, a lot of kids are really stressed out, especially because of COVID. They feel like they're behind. Newer, I should say, is people presenting with neurodivergent / ADHD related issues and wanting support with that. And we have a lot of hypnotists who identify that way too, that are making a lot of money helping people with ADHD and neurodivergent experiences. Boundaries, relationships, past experiences. We get a lot of people who want to use hypnosis for their own business growth. Okay. Pain, of course. And self-confidence and performance. Okay, so this is what clients are seeking support for in general. And I'm going to tell you in a little bit kind of the root cause of that. Okay, all right, so what are clients actually looking for? Like what really helps to get their attention when we're talking about hypnosis as far as marketing goes or closing a sale? And the number one thing, the number one energy is authenticity. Okay. And that is because in Hollywood, there's all of these ideas about what hypnosis is. People might have fantasies about stage hypnosis that aren't actually true. And so authenticity is the highest vibration. We want to be super authentic. And this is where your hypnosis hero story, when you have a personal experience in hypnosis in class, that's where it starts. Or maybe it's already happened, but your personal experience with hypnosis is authentic. We can use that to tell a story, and you can help other people who are experiencing the same thing. Like it's you 2 years ago. Okay? Something like that. So when you're authentic, it feels super good to you. We don't have to exaggerate or try and do some marketing thing, and people resonate with it, and then they want to get on your calendar, and things start to go from there. Okay? Let's look at pricing and profit. A hypnosis session package. Remember, packages only. Now, for my new hypnotists that are in our VIP program, our VIP mentorship program, we're starting them out at $1,600 for 5 sessions. Okay, now pretty quickly, I'm going to bring them up to, as quickly as possible, probably to $2,000 for 5 sessions. Okay. Experienced hypnotists, you can usually go higher than that. Okay. Now, for a 10K hypnotist model, and I just put this here because I want you to understand it's not difficult to make $10,000 a month as a hypnotist. It's not, okay? But we do have to be specific, okay? Because what we're going to do is you're probably going to start at like $1,600 a month and you'll see 2 clients, and then you'll be $1,800 a month and you'll be at 4. But at some point, and it's not very far away, probably within a year, you will in fact be at $2K for a package, and you will sign 5 clients in 1 month, okay? Now, the work involved in signing up 5 clients in 1 month is 10 consultations, okay? 10 consultations, which equates to about 2 or 3 a week. So as a part-time hypnotist, what that means is all you need to do is have 1 consultation a day. 1 consultation a day, approximately 3 days a week. You'll close 50% of those, and that will lead you, as you get your price increase, that will lead you to 10K a month, okay, at a part-time practice, okay? And it's usually easier to kind of crawl up that way, like start at 1,600, move to 1,800, then 2,000, and pretty soon you'll be hitting that 5 clients a month, and you will be at that 10K mark, okay? And of course, that's just the beginning, right? So how do you do that? Well, with social proof, we get to tell stories of testimonials and referrals. We get to have live events like something like this right here, or you might teach a class at the library here in Bellingham. There is a food co-op, and they host lots of community events. So I would go teach a class at the food co-op, and now we're bringing in the entire community. And the food co-op has a mailing list here in Bellingham of 40,000 subscribers. So every time Erica, taught a class in Bellingham, we would get phone calls from people. They weren't going to take my class. They didn't want the class. They just saw my name in the flyer. And because they saw my name in the flyer, it gave me the authority that they trusted me. Oh, she's teaching at the food co-op. She must know what she's doing, right? They trust her. Okay. So when we teach, it builds authority, and authority builds confidence. Our clients believe that we can help them. Okay. It's not some fly by night. You didn't take some, 99-cent video AI training course on hypnosis or something ridiculous like that. Okay. And then the last thing is an email system. Now, email system is your direct communication with your clients. Now, I know a lot of people are enamored with social media, but social media is dangerous because you do not own those names or content. And every day we see people get their social media accounts turned off. Okay, so we're going to build a robust email system that brings you closer to your clients, and that's where you're going to be able to do better conversions. Email systems tend to convert greater than online, than social. Than like a Facebook post, you might get more people in an email than a Facebook post, okay, because those people are already on your email list. All right. So I told you, what is the actual underlying root cause, right? They're coming in for anxiety. They come in and want to lose weight. Well, the actual underlying root cause is some level of trauma, abandonment, shame, disappointment, feelings of unworthiness, not belonging, erroneous perceptions. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me. I'm terrible. I'm sinful. I'm rotten. Okay. Unvalidated experiences where our clients are in situations where someone should have said to them, that is not fair. You're absolutely right. That's not fair. But it doesn't happen. So they go through their whole life really with these deep, painful experiences that in time the brain has learned to protect them from those experiences. We call that coping strategy, and out from that comes bad habits usually. Okay. And so, somebody might, I bring this up because I've had plenty of our hypnotists will come to me and say, well, I don't really want to help people with weight loss, Erica. Like, I don't want to be talking about food, and like, I don't really want to do that. And that's fair because it's your practice. You get to do what you want. But the truth is, at the root of nearly all of the issues we're helping people with is something uncomfortable. Otherwise, they would fix it themselves. Okay. There's something uncomfortable that they're protecting themselves from that we get to reveal through the hypnosis process, and then you get to help them work through that. Okay. So it's very fulfilling. It is very fulfilling work. It doesn't matter what they're coming in for. I've helped people with blushing, public speaking. And, this client swore that the first time she ever blushed was as an adult. Okay, like it had never been an issue before. But after we were finished with hypnosis, guess what happened? There was an experience much, much younger when she was 5. And that was the root cause. And you know what? She just wasn't able to get there because the brain had discounted it. The brain is like, no, it couldn't be that. Couldn't be that. Couldn't be that. Okay. So there's always something there that helps our client feel better. You feel fulfilled because you're helping them uncover these things that are already there. Okay. You get to teach classes live or online. It builds credibility and community. I will have my clients often bring their friends to my classes. Okay. They're like, this is her. Like, this is the one who helped me so much. And so sometimes our clients, they will give referrals and testimonials, but some of those people, they might not come in for private sessions. They are more likely to come in and kind of check you out via a class or maybe some of your videos first. Okay. So I tend to get a lot of repeat clients in some of my community-based classes, which is great. And they'll bring their friends, and then those people sign up. Okay. And then I create new recordings for that class, right? You'll teach on topics that matter to you and your clients. And if you're stuck thinking about what that might be, imagine that you could magically create something for a version of you 2 or 3 years ago that was struggling. What would you create? We get to help people that are just right behind us. You don't have to have everything figured out. And some of those experiences are closer to you. And so it might be easier for you to help people with that. Just like for me, it's easier for me to help people stop drinking because it was such a big issue in my life. And so I can help, I help a lot of people with that now. Okay. So where it used to be a source of pain and suffering for me, I was able to turn that around, and now it's a real bright kind of shining star in my life because I get to help people stop drinking and get their life back. It's such an amazing feeling, right? All right. Teach. You get to use these classes to attract new private clients. Okay. So the class itself is just the beginning, and not everybody's going to be able to take your class, right? Because they're in school, they're working, they have to drop off the kids. So don't think of it as just a class. It is an awareness strategy. Even if somebody can't take your class, they saw the Facebook post saying that you're teaching the class at the co-op. So they're going to automatically give you some authority because they see that you're teaching there. So even if they don't show up, your teaching of a class will bring in new clients that didn't even come to the class. Okay. But while you're at the class, you will take pictures and you will do some things to get feedback and testimonials. And so that will also, after the fact, you get to go and talk about the class that you taught. that. Okay. You also can offer classes at businesses, and this is one of my favorite things to do. So we have a Stress Buster workshop, and the Stress Buster workshop doesn't have the word hypnosis in it, and that's by design. That's intentional, because we want businesses to be able to say, hey, yeah, come in for a brown bag or some type of wellness thing on a Friday and have the hypnotist come in and teach people how to de-stress at work. Right? So there's a lot of opportunity for you to teach some of these classes in shorter format, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes at a business, okay? Or some type of networking event, right? Like BNI, something like that. Here's me teaching at the co-op. So this is a reprogram your weight class, and you can see here that there are actual CDs. Yes, this is older. Now it's an MP3. We send them to them. You don't have to buy the CD, right? But it's kind of what we're talking about here. I would teach this class. People would buy or download the recording and take the book and then sign up with me. Okay. For the classes, we're going to educate people on what hypnosis really is. This is a big part of it. And this is kind of like the hypnosis pre-talk, because people have such a misperception about hypnosis. Right? And so part of it is to kind of share the good news that hypnosis is a normal and natural state of mind, and it's skill-based, that you can learn to retrain your brain to have an updated level of programming and experience life in a much more liberating and enjoyable way, right? So we want to spend a little bit of time on the hopeful message, which is what we call a hypnotic pre-talk. So you'll put that in there, right? What actually is hypnosis? And then you're going to share a practical way that it can help their life be better. And this is what we call top of mind. Top of mind. What is top of mind for people right now? What is top of mind for your clients right now? Right? Better sleep, better energy, right? We've got a lot of people who want to be on Ozempic, but they can't because of complications. So we've got a lot of people who want to lose weight and get rid of food noise. And that is something that hypnosis does really, really well. Okay, so you get to notice in your community what would be of service and put a class together for that. And we have a template library and all sorts of things to make this a lot easier for you. Okay, so you're not starting from scratch. Here's an example. Okay, so you would teach the Stress Buster workshop at the co-op. And while you're there, you're going to give away the Learning to Relax recording. People get on your email list, and then some of them become your private clients. And those private clients, when they get results, you have a referral and testimony system. And so those clients lead to other clients. Now, the interesting thing here in this model, and we're going to get to this right now, is that how do you know what passive income products to create? You're going to create passive income products that support your private clients, okay? As you continue working with private clients, there will be things that you notice. Oh my gosh, it would be really great to have an ego strengthening recording. It would be really great to have a confidence building recording. It would be really great to have a nail biting recording. I'm working with a lot of clients for stopping smoking. It would be great to have an additional stop smoking recording they can listen to throughout the week in between sessions with me. So you're going to notice, just based on the clients that you're currently working with, what's necessary, and then you're going to create it. You're going to release it, probably give it away for free, and then you'll give it away at your classes. So you really only need one class, one recording, and it does not have to be overwhelming, okay? So this is just broken down a little bit more here. You have one class like stress, anxiety, or sleep, how to get better sleep with hypnosis. There might be something on how to eat only when you're actually hungry with hypnosis. And then you'll have one recording. You don't have to have a bunch, okay? You will give away the recording online and during class. So you'll give this away. It goes into your email list, which leads to new clients who write you testimonials and referrals, and you do it all over again. Now, you'd probably teach a class like this monthly if you were part-time, but you might do it quarterly. It might bring in enough clients that you only have to teach it once every 3 months, and it brings in enough clients for you. Now, if you want to do it monthly, you might do Stress Buster 1 month, and then you might do Peaceful Sleep the next, okay? But either way, you have these assets and resources that are serving your clients, making you additional money, and bringing in a steady stream of clients as you go with limited amount of marketing, right? Limited amount of the hamster wheel of continually posting and sharing and content creation. You don't have to do that with this model, okay? All right, it leads to your hypnosis resource and passive income library. So every time you create a new recording, it goes into your library that you can share, sell, and package for classes and other programs that you want to teach and sell. All right, so that is that part of the system there. Let's talk about hypnosis. What separates hypnotists that struggle from the ones who make a difference? Now, this was my story at the beginning. I took a different hypnosis training than the one I'm going to share with you in just a moment. So my initial hypnosis training was here in town in Bellingham at the Bellingham Tech College, and it was good. It just wasn't professional. And what I mean by that is it was more of a Hypno 101. The professor was good, the students were great, but when I was done with class, I didn't know, we didn't talk about paperwork, we didn't talk about taking a client from presenting issue to full relief. We really only talked about, the class was kind of done like a la carte, so to speak. Like we just spent a little bit of time on this technique, and then we spent a little time on this technique, but really no depth as to why you would use that technique or when you would use this technique over this technique. So it was good, but not great. And when I graduated, I knew I didn't feel like I was a professional. I was like, I don't even know what to do with my client to begin with. What's the first thing I do? And so I knew I needed to get more training, and that's when I became a 5-path hypnotist. I went around to the other hypnotists in town and I said, hey, I'm a new hypnotist in town. Can I buy you coffee? And one of them said, Erica, if you want to be professional, you should become a 5-pather. And so that's what we're talking about here. 5-path stands for 5-phase, 5-phase advanced transformational hypnosis. And it is systematic, okay? So it includes the hypnotic skill and techniques. It has the strategy for proper session management and client management. And what that means is there are very specific stopping points, criteria-based stopping points where you don't have to make the decision. It's part of the model, and we know that the model works because it's worked with thousands of clients, okay? This takes the pressure off of you. This allows you to be more present with your client rather than looking for a script or looking for a technique. You really get to be fully present with your client, which is really what needs to happen, okay? Now, this class also includes business building. You could be the best hypnotist in the world, but if you don't have any clients, it's not going to do any good. So you do have to know how to build your business. We also talk about self-care. Your client's going to come in with some presenting issues. You do not want your mirror neurons responding to your client's trauma or anxiety. You are going to remain calm, right? And that's another benefit of being a hypnotist, because this will happen to you. You'll have clients come in and they're kind of a wreck, right? They don't feel good. Their trauma or there's anxiety and they're not thinking clearly. And then you are able to remain calm and ask them some questions, maybe do some hypnosis. And they notice, they will walk in feeling one way and they will leave feeling so much better. And that's a gift that you've given to your client in the actual, not just talking about it, but actually helping them achieve a new state of being while they are with you. And then you get to say to them, you did that, and you can do that without me. So the next time something like this happens, they will be able to bring it back down too, okay? Not having a systematic approach will stop you from being a successful hypnotist. I say that because we get a lot of hypnotists who feel chaotic and overwhelmed. They don't know how to get started. It was my approach too. And it kind of leads to burnout, right? So the systems really help you because you don't have to be so close in. And again, this gives you the opportunity to really pay attention to your client, which is what we want, you paying attention to your client. You're going to notice when you're paying attention to your client, you're going to notice when they hesitate, you're going to notice when they pause, you're going to notice small changes in their, you're going to hear mouth sounds. So there's going to be all sorts of things that you're going to miss if you're looking down. You'll still get your client results, but if you don't miss it, that's a shortcut. Mouth sounds, unconscious mind speaking to you, all of that is a shortcut that we want to be able to pay attention to. And the cool thing is that the client is completely unaware of it, and most other people are too, because it's unconscious, and most people are not paying attention to our clients at that level. When you pay attention to them at that level, it's super loving. Super, super loving to pay attention to somebody so closely. A lot of our clients don't have anyone in their life who are paying any attention to them at all. Right? So, this is why I say when we do the initial consultation, you're going to stop the world for your client. Because when you're paying attention to them, for some people, this is the most attention they have gotten all week. They trust you. You can help them. You really can help them. Okay, we really can help people. It's fantastic. It really is. But it's not like, it's because we are there fully with them. Okay, and the only way to be there fully with them is when you have a system that you trust. Okay, you can lean on the system that you trust, and that's what this is. Okay, 5-phase advanced transformational hypnosis. It was developed by Cal Banyan in over 20 years ago, but the techniques go further back than that, by Gerald Kine, and a therapy called universal therapy before that. So it's been around for many, 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 many years. Phase 1 is preparation, testing, and convincing. This is about hope. Okay, so this is why the first phase is really awesome, because our clients leave feeling hopeful. Okay, the second phase is about age regression. This is really important, and we do it really, really well. We're probably the best in the world at teaching age regression. Okay, and the reason is because you are going to help your client eliminate erroneous emotions and experiences. Okay, but there is technique here. When you do it well, it is amazing, and our clients get a lot of relief. Okay, age regression is natural. Okay, we do mini age regressions all the time. As a matter of fact, trauma could be considered a mini age regression, because that trauma is re-experienced by the brain as if it's happening all over again. Okay, so when our clients are feeling overwhelmed, that overwhelm is likely because there's a past experience that was similar that is causing that sense of overwhelm. That is an age regression right there. So we're going to use the same technique to resolve that with our clients. Okay, phase 3, forgiveness of others. We're got to get rid of anger. Anger is so problematic. So problematic. Anger is probably, you might think fear, and fear is problematic because, yes, people are afraid and they know that they're afraid. The problem with anger is people feel justified and they don't realize how destructive it is in their life. And yes, we can tell them that they're drinking the poison and use all of those fancy little linguistic phrases, but the truth is, at the root of back pain and a lot of physical pain in the body and even gut issues, a lot of that is anger. It's emotion. A lot of that is emotion. And a lot of people don't want to face that. And we cannot tell them that when you're working with them, okay? Because a lot of clients will be irritated by the fact that you're just suggesting that it's just anger. But in the end, if you do it right, they will release that anger. And they will feel better than they felt in 20 or 30 years. And in the end, they will say, I guess I was a little angry. But if you go at it from the front, it's not going to work. Okay, anger is a big problem. If you have anger in your own life, please look at it. Okay. I've just seen how tremendously empowering and how drastic of a change in the look and feel, kind of like of a client, when they release that anger, they really release such a load, right? So good job to all the clients who are doing that, but it's really important for us to pay attention to. Okay, the stories around anger and the validation and the I'm going to hang on to this anger because I'm justified in it, that is a big problem. Okay, you might be justified in it, but it's causing you severe skin problems, gut issues, right? So we really want to help our clients with the essence of this very powerful emotion, okay? Give our clients a way to express and get it out of them before it causes dis-ease in their body, okay? Next is forgiveness of self. All right, so if there's angers at others, there's absolutely anger at the self. Okay. And there's a lot of our clients who they're super loving. You're a probably super loving person, but you might not be very loving toward yourself. You might hold yourself, right? You might have a higher expectation for yourself than anybody else in the world. And for some people, this causes a real problem because it leads to feelings of worthlessness. Okay. So we get to resolve that, right? And then phase 5, parts mediation therapy. This is really useful, especially because a lot of us experience our world in this way. There's a part of me that wants to get up and go on a run in the morning, but there's a part of me that wants to stay in bed and sleep. And for a lot of our clients, there's a part of them that wants to stop drinking because it's so destructive, but there's a part of them that wants to keep drinking because it's the only way that they get to relax or find any level of peace throughout their day. So we have to have a way of addressing that. And this phase 5 does it really, really well. Okay. Now, when you put all of this together, our clients are getting results week after week, and you're making money. Okay. It's systematic. So there's no guessing what to do next. All right. There's learning. You have to learn it, right? And there will be practice sessions and going over it. But once that's there, then you're going to follow the model. And I've been doing the model for over 13 years. I'm never bored with it. Like, that's never an issue. It's very comprehensive, and we're dealing with humans, so you'll never get bored with that. Okay. It's criteria based. Okay. So you will know based on how your client is responding whether you should proceed or ask more questions. Okay. Depth testing is built in. So this means that we get to automatically know if our client is at the right level of hypnosis before we do the deeper work with them. Okay, this is built right into the induction. We don't want to make it complicated for you. So there's tools built into the program itself. Okay, the 5-path induction includes depth testing and convincers. Okay, but the number one reason that I still do 5-path with my clients after all these years, every single day, it's because clients get results. They get results, okay? And that's what matters. We want to get our clients results for what they came in for, and then they're very likely to get results in lots of other areas of their life, because when we get to root cause, it takes the pressure off of all of these other negative experiences that they're having, okay? The secret ingredient is 7th path. So not only will you be seeing clients one-on-one in person, right? You'll have about a 90-minute session with them once a week. But then when they go home, they are going to practice self-hypnosis. Now, you might give them a recording, a different recording, but for a lot of our clients, teaching them self-hypnosis is an excellent way to carry along the work that you started, right? You get to do about an hour and a half, 2 hours with them weekly, and then they're going to go home, practice self-hypnosis, listen to certain recordings, and then they get to carry it along and get better and better and better throughout the week, better at being calm and relaxed, better improved self-talk, better at setting goals and knowing what they want and being successful in the ways that they wanted to be by coming in to work with you. Okay. So most issues that hypnotists, like as a hypnotist, most of the issues that hypnotists run into aren't necessarily business related. They are internal. They are internal situations that kind of present as business related. So this is part of the reason why we love running our VIP mentorship, because folks who want to, after graduation, you can join the VIP mentorship and we get to help you through these things week in and week out. And it's a private VIP mentorship, so it's really effective and really helpful for our grads. And the thing is that you will eat your own cooking, so to speak, right? You will be doing self-hypnosis and you will be working on your own issues so that they aren't coming up in session with your clients, okay? So can you be a hypnotist? We've talked a lot. I've talked a lot about this. And can you personally do it? Even if you don't have any experience with hypnosis, can you do it? And the answer is yes. Imagine how different your life would be if you knew you already had the skills of a successful hypnotist. This class is taught hypnotically. All of the answers are in our clients. And as long as you have a servant's heart and are open to learning techniques, you will absolutely be able to do this. This is not the type of class where it's designed only for a select set of people who experience intuition in a particular way or see the world in a particular way. This is really like more neuroscience backed than anything else. Okay, why and how does this change, right? We get to talk about things like neuroplasticity and memory reconsolidation and how emotion impacts all of those things. Okay. So we are looking for some compassionate humans to introduce a new era of hypnosis using modern and effective techniques. I want to thank everyone here for sticking around. I want to show you some of the success of our recent grads. So here are some of our recent grads. They're opening their businesses, teaching classes, showing up at farmers markets. So good job, you guys. This is Lisa Finn. She's a life coach, and once she became a hypnotist, so she's an excellent life coach, but once she became a hypnotist, her practice really took off. Okay, and so she's been helping a lot of people for many, many years. Really proud of her. She's in Connecticut, and I'm going to go through some of these other ones a little quickly because we don't have all the time in the world. This is Kathy Hardy. She was a nurse, and she was a nurse for almost 40 years, and she became a hypnotist. She also authored 2 books, and she's just lovely, amazing, helped a lot of people. This is Barry Smalls, and he was a teacher. He is a teacher. He's a teacher at Boeing, and he's a hypnotist outside of that. And Maggie there is with him. So he's here in Arlington, Washington, really happy, helping a lot of people. He was a professional water skier when he was younger. And so he also helps a lot of athletes, okay? This is Samantha Shaw, and Samantha Shaw started her practice twice, once in Seattle, once in Minnesota. She is a personal trainer, and she combines personal training with hypnosis for better effects for her clients, right? And this is Anthony Gitch. He's fantastic. He's in Seattle. He started the Seattle Hypnosis Conference every year. So good job, Anthony. This is Christian Squaresmith. Christian is also in Seattle, helps a lot of people. These are all like Christian and Samantha and Christian and Anthony are full-time hypnotists, right? They're full-time hypnotists. That's all they do, right? So are you ready to be our next success story? The next training starts soon, and we'd like to invite you to enroll with us today. And if you can enroll this weekend, we will give you a $500 bonus for doing so. Here's some pictures, more pictures of us working. And this one here was when I was on TV. That was from Reprogram Your Weight. So when I launched Reprogram Your Weight, I did a book tour. There's me at Barnes & Noble, and then I was on KATU TV, Channel 2, with my book. And, you know, people want to know about this stuff. They want the hypnosis. They want a better solution, right? So if you're inspired to talk about it, you'll have clients, for sure. So what are the requirements? Anyone with a desire to help others, there's really no training. The only training really is life experience. You will bring your life experience to bear on this, and it will help people. So you might help people. You know, I've helped a lot of engineers. I'm a software developer, so I have an engineering brain. I think like that, and I help a lot of people who also think like that. So I've gotten a lot of clients who are IT professionals like I used to be. The possibilities are endless with hypnosis because we help everyday people with everyday problems. So we help people with things like nail biting, hair pulling, blushing, performance, habits. It's like everyone you meet could benefit from hypnosis. Not that they would do it with you, but they could benefit from it. Okay, so our clients are basically the whole world, right? Now, we don't do mental illness. Okay, we're not helping people with mental illness. You can support someone with a mental illness, but you won't work on that issue unless you're licensed to also work on that issue, okay? It's a really exciting time to be a hypnotist, though, because people are wanting hypnosis. They're wanting to get away from the pharmacy, away from the pill, away from all of these other things that aren't working for them, and they are raising their hand and wanting to do the work and getting results, okay? Here is us in class. There's a couple of students there. And yeah, you can absolutely become a professional hypnotist. Hypnosis is a normal and natural state of mind, and the best hypnotic techniques are repeatable and can be taught. All right. Class is taught hypnotically with repetition. You don't need a bunch of inductions or a bunch of scripts. Those things are nice and they will come with time. We want you to go from classroom to client, meaning we want you to take our class and see clients within the next couple of weeks. Remember, the answers are within your clients, okay? So we create the environment for them to have this change. So when is the next training? October 26th through November 1st. It's the perfect time to sign up. There's plenty of time for you to complete the pre-work and get ready for class. Okay, so I think it's about 6 or 7 weeks away. It is the perfect time. Here's us in class when we were downstairs. This is the Hypnosis Success Board on the left, Blueberry there, my hypnosis chair in the middle, and here's some of our grads' businesses. Their businesses there on the right. You can see Excel Hypnosis, that's Anthony's. So number 3, generate hypnosis and audio and other streams of passive income. So this is the number 3 piece. And I already told you about this, but you're going to create products that serve your clients. And you will notice what would be useful for your clients. You will create that, give it to your clients, and then it gets to go in the hypnosis training or in your hypnosis resource library. And you get to give one of them away for free on your email list, right? It's a simple, straightforward funnel, and it's easy to put together this simple, straightforward funnel and get clients right away. Excuse me. So we want you to build a business that works for you. It's important because we don't want you to be overwhelmed or just get burned out. Okay, we've seen it too many times. Students try to do everything. They try to do everything and don't have an approach. They don't have a system. And then a couple months later, they found some way to not do it anymore. Okay, so we want you to start with what you love, and we help you do that with your Hypnosis Hero Story, getting excellent training so that you have a personal experience with hypnosis and are able to tell that in a Hypnosis Hero Story, teach a class, create that recording, and then you get to add even more structure and systems over time. But from that one model, it can just grow. So it makes your life easier. You get to use your unique voice to guide your income and help create art, basically, that helps people. Right? So that usually feels really good as well. To transition to full-time, you are going to go from, you'll probably see one client in the evening 2 to 4 days a week, and then you will see a client on Saturday. But here's the key, and then we're going to go on to the class. Once you have 6 clients a week, you're probably going to go to full-time. That's the cutoff. Once you're scheduling 6 clients a week, then you're going to go full-time, and you're going to start scheduling full-time probably a month out. Okay? All right. So I got something caught in my throat. All right, so this is what our training includes: comprehensive pre-work. The pre-work gets you up to speed, so we're not starting at Hypno 0, right? Nobody wants to start with Hypnosis 0. We want to start at a nice higher clip so that we all have some hypnosis experience, okay? That's what helps this class be so effective in a shorter amount of time. But it's only about 20 hours, okay? Then there's the in-person 7-day training. This is an intense in-person, but you can do it remote training where we spend all day on hypnosis, hands-on practice, lecture, video, training with each other, and learning 5-Path. And then there is the post-certification implementation program. This is the VIP mentorship. If you want support building your business, we help you with that. We don't just ditch you after graduation. Now, half of our clients, half of our students already know what they're doing. They go build their own businesses, but the other half want additional support. So they stay with us and they get additional help making their business, launching their practice, and getting success working with their first clients. Okay. So you also get the hypnosis training library, and that's just a library full of additional training courses that you will use in building your business and working with clients. And of course, marketing content and templates. So Our course is $4,500, but with a $500 discount, it's $4,000. And I'd like to invite all of you that are still on the call today, please go ahead and apply for this if you would like. And the way to do it, Tim is going to post a link to how to get, thank you, Tim, how to apply. And just type this, prosperity, right in this spot where it says, were you referred to us? Yes, you were referred by me. So type in prosperity here. We'll give you the $500 discount. And if you'd like to just go ahead and get started. So this application, if you go through the application, you'll get a phone call or a Zoom with Tim. So if you have additional questions, you want to clarify something, there's some logistic thing that you want to ask about, fill out an application and Tim will answer all those questions before, so that you feel good about signing up. If you're sure that you want to sign up and you don't have any questions, it really sounds awesome, then just go ahead and do the direct enrollment. And Tim has that link there too. And in the direct enrollment, you'll also enter that code prosperity for the $500 off fee there too. All right. So I want to say thank you everyone for being here today. It has been my pleasure sharing hypnosis with you. Thank you so much for hanging around with me online today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and I hope to see you in the hypnosis classroom. If you have any questions, it doesn't have to do with this. If you have any personal questions for me at all about hypnosis or maybe working with me privately, please reach out at erica@cascadehypnosiscenter.com. And love you guys a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sylvia. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.